God bless you. Good afternoon. I want to apologize first of all that I wasn't able to get online on Friday. It was school visit for my daughter and I got caught up there. I'm so sorry because I was pumped up. I was ready to share with you what we had in, lined up to talk about. Again, I want to thank you for all the questions that are coming in. Your participation is very important. That way I know what exactly you need and what um, I can do to help you as you get your story going. We've been talking about giving yourself permission to thrive. We've been talking about rewriting your story. And that means that you probably have a story that is not the most interesting one, just like mine. Well, you may think it's not interesting, but for the next person who's listening to you, it probably is. Again, my name is Motolani Abike. I'm a pastor here in Houston, Texas, and it's been quite an interesting journey so far of ups and downs, but life has been good. So I'm going to start by saying thank you to God Almighty. Thank you to my friends. Thank you to my family that has made it worth my while. As one goes in the journey of life, you need this support system, people who believe in you, who trust in you, and who are saying, let's do this together. It's Thanksgiving in 2 days, and there's a lot for us to thank God for. Whatever is going on in your life now, I want you to just take a praise break, like we call it, and just take a few hours and reflect on the goodness of the Lord this year. God has been really, really good to us. I am a testimony of His goodness, His faithfulness, His kindness, His love to us as a family, as a people, as a church family. And to people that are not even in church with us, who, for one reason or the other, God has placed us in each other's path. I want to say a big thank you, shout out there to all my friends and my foes that have kept me on my toes and helped me come this far. This afternoon, I'll be sharing with you on one key component that I think makes the difference between who wins and who loses in life. Because, like I say to you, life happens to all of us. There's a story, I don't know if it's true, but they say that the devil has a storehouse and he had different things he had to sell or had to give to his minions to work on people on earth. And he took someone on a tour and he had all kinds of things there, war, sickness, all kinds of things that could make people lose battles of life. But then he said he had a special place where he kept a particular item and he used it for very few people who he knew he had to stop at all costs. On getting to that room where he kept the thing, the person who was doing the tour found out that it was called discouragement. Discouragement, I think, is the most powerful weapon that the enemy can use to stop your tracks or stop you from going back to what you know deep in your heart you should be doing. And so I tell you today that you cannot win without this, which I want to talk about. And that is, you cannot win without courage. You cannot win without courage. If no courage, there's nothing you can do. You can have all the gifts, the skills, the talents, the support system, you have everything, but if there's no courage in you, you're going to meet with resistance. You need courage to be able to say, I will overcome. Now, let's bring it to you today. I'm talking to you now, not anybody else. Where are you? What is it that you need to take care of? And seemingly, you're afraid because you're not sure of what people will say. You're not sure of the outcome. You probably have tried over and over again and things have not worked. So you're looking at yourself and saying, what's the point of trying anymore? I want to encourage you this afternoon. Please, you have to stand up again with courage. Now, how do you get courage? It's easy to say get courage. What do you do? How do you go about it? The first thing I have done is over and over again, I ask myself, if I don't get up from where I am, what is going to happen to me? What is going to happen to the loved ones that surround me? And then I encourage myself. I tell myself I cannot stay stagnant. Rewriting the story of my life, writing the story of my destiny, and making sure something different happens lies within me. It's everything is on my table. Remember the story I shared of the man who had a teaspoon in his hand. His life is in his hands. So I ask myself, what is the point sitting here and crying? What is the point sitting here and feeling sorry for myself? Don't feel sorry for yourself. Get up. Ask yourself hard questions and then encourage yourself. Once you've encouraged yourself, you come against people who are naysayers, who are telling you, who are going to tell you, it's not possible, nobody's done it before. Because you're full of courage inside of you. You keep going. You cannot win without courage. There's a story of a woman, she was a judge in the Bibles, her name, the Bible times. Her name was Deborah. She was a judge, and she had such a courage that every time I think about her, I wonder, do I have what it takes to say I'm going to battle? A prophetess, you have a word. God has given you a word, but there was courage needed to back up the word. So whatever it is God has placed in your heart, whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, please ask for courage. You need courage and you need wisdom. The wisdom of God helps you navigate over and between the challenges, but the courage is what gets you up. So as we go into this week, let that courage come from deep within you. What is going to happen if you don't get up? What will happen if you get up? When you get up and accomplish it, what would it feel like? I want to encourage you to be courageous. Be bold, be strong. Don't allow things to intimidate you. For some of you, it's just as simple as calling someone and asking for a favor. You don't even know how to ask for a favor because you're too terrified they will say no. Let them say no, it's okay. Nothing else comes after that. It's say no, it's either yes or no. If they say no, then you keep going. Please, this week, be conscious of the fact that you're writing a story. You're rewriting a story that was bad before, that now needs to be better than where it was. Be courageous. Stand firm with the conviction you have that life has to be better than where it is. I want to encourage you, that word again. Give yourself permission to thrive. Give yourself permission to prosper. You can only win with a courageous heart. May God bless you and keep you throughout this week. And may there be grace and favor upon you, even as you proceed with making the efforts consciously to be courageous. Until Friday, remain strong.